Okay. Guess you're live now. Okay. Mr. Jerry.
I'm live on LinkedIn, I'm live on.
And YouTube. Yep. Up to you.
Sure.
Hmm. That comes on. Hi everyone. More. I need this light to properly fill up this place on time. Okay. It's good to see everybody.
Alright, first of all, good. First of all, doing good. Good evening, everyone. This is exciting that we're finally having this. It's good to have everyone on call. I think we have our speakers already on the call. We have Mr. Tori Obatunde. Of course, we have Prosperity here, and myself. I'm expecting so many more persons. So while you're waiting for, everyone to start joining, so I'd like us to do something. Let's go on our status and share with our friends, so that they don't miss out from these events, right? So this will be a good time for you to do that right now, and I hope that you have become expectant and you have a lot of things that you've come to learn. This event is going to be power packed. It's not going to be like the usual attending. It's going to be practical. It's going to be instructive. It's not going to be like the usual attending. It's going to be practical. It's going to be instructive. It's going to be power packed. So come with your questions, come with your writing materials, very experts, say hi, where you're joining in from, you can drop on the chat, you can introduce yourself, just, say something on the chat and just connect with each other. If you want to introduce yourself, or you want to drop it on the chat, this will be a good time to do that. So I'll be expecting you guys to do just that. So my name is Jeremiah Adeni. I'm the host of this event, and I'm joining from Lagos, and I'm excited to be part of this. So you can go in that order and just introduce yourself. If you cannot speak where you are, you can drop it on the chat. So I think we can go. and start doing that. Confirm if you can, drop, you can actually drop on messages on the chat. Okay. If you're excited, you can hit the emojis, the emoticons, power emojis. Yeah, okay. You can see there are people on this call. Excited to be here. Let's keep the drum rolling. If your friend is not here, you have people that are supposed to be in this call and they're not here. Just go ahead and send the meeting links and let them join this call because they can't afford to miss out from what we're going to be discussing here tonight. Alright.
My name is Daniel. My name is Daniel. I'm also joining from Lagos. Yes, I was the one that said I was lazy and unserious before, but I want to make a difference in my life now. So I'm tired of blaming people for my past mistakes. So I want to take responsibility for myself and make a difference.
Hmm. Awesome.
Awesome, Daniel. It's nice to hear that. It's nice to hear that many people, sorry, in Nigeria, power just went off. So,
Same here.
this is the reality. This is what we're talking about. Just like Daniel said, you cannot, just you cannot blame it on the government. You can't just find solution to it. Find solution to it, you know. So yeah, thank you. It was nice, meeting you, Daniel. It was nice meeting you, Daniel. So, Adishola Adebowale, you're welcome. You're welcome. Good to have you. I can see a lot of people joining me. You're welcome. Real, how are you? Really nice. I can see a lot of people joining me. You're welcome. Real, how are you? Right, you can drop where you're joining from on the chat. I can see Oyelua Adesina, I can see Tequila Ademilogi. Apologies if I didn't pronounce that well. I can see Promise Oniruga, I can see Shino Adiola. You're welcome. You're welcome. I can see Sylvester Odama Emmanuel. You're welcome. Obayola Penny. Oluwa Penny as a welcome. Hello and call. It's going to be announcing. The next one is Mr. Ojo. I'm sure you're ready for us. We're going to start with the opening page and we're going to get right into it. So let's keep it going. I'm not seeing us talking. We're joining from on the chat. What are your expectations in this meeting? Yeah, I want to be proud. I'm seeing A's from River State. So we have a lot of people from outside of Lagos. We have someone joining from Warri Delta State. Awesome. So, that's Ojo Semasa. Can we have you? Ojo, are you there? Yeah. So raising hand. Okay, Sophia from Ondo State, you're welcome. Good to have you here. Obama from Enugu State, good to have you here. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Alright, so I'm going to be starting us out. So my name is Jeremiah Adeyemi, and once again I'm the host of this event. We have our amazing partners, Newton, Prosperity from Newton Academy. We have Yali is Young African Leaders Initiative Lagos, and it was just, I think it was mostly like less than 2 weeks that we were able to pull all this together. Our last week was was United Nations World Youth Skills Day, and I began to say that like there's with a lot of the trends that is happening all over, the trend of artificial intelligence and all of that. There's a lot of gaps that we have, in this our world. It's something that's affecting not just we Africans, but it's all over. This whole shift that is happening, globally, is not just affecting us, right? And there's this gap, and this gap is really evident in not just in few career paths or few domains. It's actually affecting every part, And I started to say, okay, what can we do differently, right? They've been since when AI went mainstream, that was November 2023, because AI has been existing since the 90s, but it became democratized and accessible to virtually everybody. But it started creating a massive shift that is happening to shape even the work culture, even the workforce, even education, right? It's going to shift a lot of things, right? And these are the kind of conversations we are coming to have here. And we are saying that, it was back in the day that, a lot of things was different. They will tell you that, oh, if you want to be a professional, want to be an expert in this particular space, you have to focus on one thing. You have to be a specialist, because in the world of work, we have something that's called the specialist, we have what the generalist. So you are going to study something, you either focus on one aspect of it, or you be focus on maybe just like a medical doctor. Now we have medical doctors, and we also have practitioners that focus on maybe special areas, right? Now AI as it is now is actually not just displacing and removing a lot of what's it called, a lot of fields, but it's actually creating other massive opportunities. So before I continue, I'd like to have Ojo as the take us on the opening stage.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Doing amazing. Mr. Newton, it is nice meeting you as one of the partners on this webinar. Good evening to everyone again. I am Mr. Masa, the coordinator of Young African Leaders Initiative Lagos Network. Pleasure for me to be delivering the opening speech. So I'm going to just continue from where Jerry stopped. It was I think 3 days ago I posted something on my status, and I said that AI is going to displace or dispose a lot of people from their work. And sadly, that is the truth, and we have nothing to do about it. Like, we don't have option, right? So the only thing we can do is to evolve as professionals and as experts, right? And when I say evolve, we need to start thinking about profession or areas of our work which AI cannot take over, right? There's currently an ongoing conversation to start creating AI that won't need prompts to start acting. But that's still a debate, and some people are seriously kicking against it because it will definitely lead to a very, very harmful situation for everybody. But for now, AI can't function without being prompted, without being given instruction, and that is where we must focus on majorly. So Destiny need us. They need us to do everything they'll be doing. That is when we should focus our energy on and start, building towards so that we can be ahead of AI. Right. I have a friend, he's into engineering, and he told me confidently, he said AI can never take his work. That's because he's so sure. So he needs to feed in data, for AI to work. Otherwise, AI will be useless in that field. So we can't just sit back and keep doing the same thing. It is AI is going to meet us and then pass us eventually. And by that time, we might feel obsolete. So which will lead to mental health eventually. Lead to sickness, lead to financial issues, and all that. So to avoid that, that is why I and Jerry, he shared the idea with me, and I love it so much. And because we are also planning toward our Tech Summit 2.0, so and he's the chairman of that committee, so we had to look into everything and say, okay, let's have this webinar prior to the summit, and let's chat people, let's equip people with the right knowledge that they need to transform and grow, in their field, so that AI won't overtake them and pass them. So that is why we are having this webinar today. Thank you very much. Jerry, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Ojo. That was a brilliant one, and we'll be going, we'll be advancing. Just taking a cue from what you said, right? I think it was, I'll just give like a brief. I think when the whole concept of education started, that was like in the 80s. I think the education system was created based on the Industrial Revolution. That was during the 80s. That was when the factories was being created, gas steam engines, mass production of, that Industrial Revolution. That was what was in vogue. Now, that was why they created, the educational system, such that, we'll be able to educate people who will be fit, who they can actually, produce, and when they are out of school, they can come and work in those factories that they have created. Now, for the whole system of education, for the past 150 years has been working quite good, right? Whereby they will tell you to study one particular thing, what the program needs to study that you end up, doing in school. Now, there's no room for not so much of creativity. You're just more like following the playbook of education or of work that you have learned and all of that. But we are seeing in today's world now, a lot is changing so fast. Such that so many of the roles that you have to become maybe a specialist in, AI is not able to actually take over those roles. So imagine if you are for example, now you are a marketer, you're a content creator, and maybe you study marketing, maybe you have like 15 years experience in creating content, writing copies and all of that. And that thing you have done for 15 years, here I can do it within minutes. So you now get the question of, wait, am I still relevant, right? Because sooner or later, my work is not going to be needed. Because one of the things that people in the workforce actually, cater for is when things can actually be done faster, you can save costs, and more productive. Those are the things that they want to evolve. Because a couple of months back, not up to 2 months, that McKinsey, they actually displaced close to like maybe over 200 HR, that's human resource, with AI agents. So it means that there are certain roles that you don't need physical HR anymore. AI was taking over that space. Now, even for the past how many, years, since the mainstream of AI, even Google, Amazon, they've displaced so many workers because a lot of things now is now based on automation, right? And that's one of where the world is going to. So one of the things that when I'm looking at, even at my workplace, I'm seeing a lot of shifts in the sense that because at the moment I do everything regarding business development and innovation management and all of that where I work my 9 to 5, aside from my other, initiatives, right? I'm beginning to see that, okay, before I have to spend hours trying to maybe do research, to write proposals and stuff like that. It takes me hours or maybe days to actually do those research. But now, the work is now easy. So, but I started having that perception that if AI could actually do these things, like I've created amazing slides with AI minutes, like something that would take me to me first craft, craft like the outline, do the design. I did that within minutes, and I was like, so what is going to be my relevance? Because one of the things is before you know it, you no longer be needed, and you have a lot of people out of jobs. And if that's actually a major reason for unemployability, we need to actually think, how we actually prepare for this shift that is coming. We don't really know for sure how massive this shift is going to be because the way AI is advancing every 3 months, every 6 months is getting better. When everyone was speaking, was talked about, AI is actually approaching, we are going towards something that is called artificial general intelligence and eventually artificial super intelligence. So that general intelligence so that AI can actually make decisions by without preparing so much of things. Now we have so many AI doing that right now, but we've not gotten to that point yet. So now one of the things shifts that we're trying to create is that there are so many roles, many skills that AI can never replace. So many human skills because at this in this stage and in this time we are at, this is now the best time to now start learning how to be more human because a lot of people now rely on AI so much. We are not trying to see that, okay, what are those human skills that or life skills that I need to learn that will actually make me feel relevant, so the work I'm just doing is partner with AI and not just seeing as my displacement, right? So that's one of the things we're going to be discussing in this session. We're going to be having to have our keynote speaker Julius Ilori. He's actually on the air right now, but he's also trying to join. Because he's on route to the US and he's actually finding it difficult. He was supposed to have been landed like today, but he missed his flight. But he was also trying to tell me that the internet connection is not working so much. But we're going to see. Maybe we'll see I will call him up later for that keynote speech. But without wasting much of our time, I would like us to move to our panel session. And I'll be calling up, I think we have some of our speakers. Already around. We have Mr. Tolu Obatunde. And I know he's here already. And Mercy Ajibade. Bring him up on the stage. Many of you are excited to be here. Excited to be here. Awesome. Awesome. I have Mr. Tolu here. Mercy, are you here? Okay, I'm waiting for our other speaker. While I'm waiting for our other speaker, I would like prosperity is going to be moderating the session. We can just start with introducing what this session is going to be about, then now introducing the bios of speakers, and we're going to get started. We don't want to waste so much of our time in this session, so we have a long way to go. So over to you, Prosperity.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Hi everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining us on this panel session. Yeah, so it's very amazing. Thank you for the intro. Thank you for the introduction into the session. Thank you for the efforts. Thank you for the work. And we are just going to have like a very short, say 1 hour conversation actually. Let me still call it short, yeah? And in this conversation, we are going to be looking into how AI how we can partner with AI. Let me read the exact topic of the panel session, right? The AI age, okay. On second, thank you. So the theme of this panel session is the AI age and your career, right? Just as it has been emphasized, we're in this age where AI, the world of artificial intelligence, is transforming the way we live. It's transforming the way we approach work. It's transforming the way businesses create value. Let me put it in better words. AI is transforming the way businesses are making money. And since AI is transforming the way businesses are making money, that means they now have to start thinking about the kind of people that are making the money for them and how those people can use AI better, right? And if you are going to work for an organization, it's very, very important that you find how you can key into how an organization is going to make money using AI. So this conversation is just majorly us trying to look into how we as career professionals, whether you are just leaving the university or you are in the university, you graduated for a while and you are growing and you're just trying to figure out how can I plug into this world of AI and tech? How can I make myself valuable? How can I grow? How can I contribute? How can I find the best jobs? And the dream, how can I work from home, right? The one key thing that you need to know on how you can marry AI with your current career, that's just the essence of this conversation we are going to have. And I, as your moderator, I promise you that I'm going to do my very, very best to ensure that this conversation is very, very interactive, very simple, and very valuable, right? I hope you will leave here with all of the answers you want, all the answers to the questions you have. So as this conversation is going, I will encourage you, put every questions you have in mind in the chat box, right? Whatever question it is around AI, around your career, around how you can tap into AI, just put it in the chat box. And let me run quickly to introduce our speakers and our guests. So we are supposed to have 4 guests. We are supposed to have 4 guests here on this panel sessions, or 4 speakers, or 4 panelists. Yeah, but currently we have only 2 people here. We hope the other 2 will join us. We are supposed to have Mercy Adibade, Tolu Obatunde, Jeremiah Adeyemi, and Mr. Julius Ilori. But currently we have Jerry here, who's our host, the organizer of this amazing event. Please let's give him a round of applause. It's not easy. You don't want to imagine the amount of work that went into putting all of this together, right? We have Jeremiah Adeyemi, and we also have Mr. Tolu Obatunde, the CEO and co-founder of Grade Plus Africa. So everybody you are seeing here are high-value professionals, senior people who are at the top of their craft doing their work, and I will read their profile. So you give attention, right? Anytime we are reading profiles, I believe that if you understand who's talking to you, it will change the way you are receiving what you are learning from them, right? So I'm going to read their bios, and I want you to listen very carefully so you understand what they do and why they are more than qualified to be the ones guiding you through this session on how AI is affecting careers in this our age. So first, I will start from introducing Jeremiah Adeyemi. Jeremiah Adeyemi, also known as the DG Tech Strategist, we've known him that way for a while now, yeah? He's a visionary at the intersection of strategy, innovation, and growth. And what is its key focus? It is driving transformation for businesses through technology and community-led solution. As the founder of this movement, that is the evolving professional movement, he helps professionals, recent graduates, students, everybody who's supposed to tap into the world of AI. He helps them not just to adapt, but to also thrive in the AI, in an AI driven world. Jeremiah has a background in digital marketing, growth product strategy, where he translates disruption into practical career frameworks. He is passionate about talent development, and he has contributed to top initiatives like the African Teen Tech Festival and the Pave Gap here, building spaces where professionals collaborate and grow. His mission is to help people turn AI anxiety into opportunity by identifying their irreplaceable value and building future ready skills. So, in essence, Jeremiah has been in this field for a while, and this is his life work. His life's work is that it's going to help young people, it's going to help professionals, and even businesses, right? With his skills in digital marketing, product strategy, and building initiatives to help organization grow, is going to help people transform all of this hype and fear around AI into irreplaceable skills and growth. And it's going to be guiding us through with his insights on AI career in this our age. I'm building a career in this AI age. Let's give him a round of applause as we welcome him upstage. He's already upstage, but let's still give him a round of applause as he takes his seat fully. Yeah. So, and the second guest, our second guest who's upstage right now is Mr. Tolu Obatunde, the CEO and co-founder Great Plus Africa. I mean, these are people I'm looking up to because me too, I want to become senior people in the industry. Yeah, so Tolu Obatunde is not just an educator, but is an education innovator, a career strategist, and a startup advisor. As the CEO and co-founder of Great Plus Africa, he helps students in over 15 countries gain career clarity, and optimize learning through personalized pathways. He also founded 144 Mentoring, which has guided over 500 youths through purpose-driven coaching and development. With over 4 years of experience in project and product management across education, fintech, agriculture, and social impact, Tolu has worked with firms like Kula and advised multi-sector startups on branding and development. Internationally recognized, he has served as an investor expert for the African Business Concepts Challenge (GBSN) in Washington, D.C., and as a mentor at the Code Extreme Hackathon by African Leadership University. Today, he continues to coach African founders, bringing clarity with execution. Tolu is deeply committed to building an ecosystem where education, innovation, and purpose aligns to drive Africa's transformation. Can we just give him a round of applause? I hope you all have that profile, right? I hope we all have that profile. Yeah, so amazing profile. And today we are going to be having a conversation, and we are going to be going deeply.
We also have
Okay.
we also have Messi Adeyemi Ajibade's mother. Messi Ajibade on stage. I'm unable to bring her on the stage.
Oh,
You can also read her
let me know that
profile
profile then.
as well.
Okay. So our third guest, you see, plenty blessing. It is adding on top of each other. I'm amazed. Right? So blessing is finally here. Messi is finally here, and she's going to be joining us off stage in a moment. So I'm going to be reading her profile for you real quick. So Messi Ajibade she's the operations manager SQI Oshogbo. Messi Ajibade stands at the intersection of tech, media, and fashion. As the community manager at SQI College of ICT and Mind Talk coordinator, she drives students' engagement across campuses while also serving as the branch coordinator of SQI Oshogbo. where she leads operations and fosters strategic growth. A seasoned event moderator and voiceover talent, Messi brings energy, clarity, and presence to every mic, whether it's on stage or over the airwaves. As a passionate LinkedIn coach, she has trained over 2,000 individuals across Africa, helping them turn their dormant profiles into visible ones. Finally, she leads BAM Foundation, which is an NGO focused on inclusion, impact, and transformation. So, yeah, so that's Messi. Messi plays across multiple sectors from edtech to media to fashion, and she's going to be bringing that experience together. Whether you are in the creative space or you are looking to pursue the path of education, or you are looking at a tech career, or you are even looking at personal branding, she's going to be bringing her insights across all those spaces into this conversation today, and I promise and do hope it's going to be very amazing. Jeremiah, is she up now?
Yeah, it's up. It's up. You can say hi, Messi. Yeah, we can hear you.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can hear Messi.
Yeah, we can hear.
Can you pin her up as well? The way you have us pinned here.
Maybe I'm having issues doing that though.
Okay, let me see if I can do it from my end. Coach, I can't.
I only pin out for myself only.
Yeah. Oh, I think it has a maximum then. Okay, so let's start the conversation. We'll figure it out as we go on. Yeah. So yeah. So thank you very much, everyone. Welcome, Messi. Welcome, Tolu, Jerry, and myself, your humble moderator. I'm Prosperity Olorufemi. I hope you all know me. Yeah. So quickly, I'd just like to ask a very simple question on this subject of AI. Right, I just want to push this. This is a very simple question, and I'm just going to be rolling it around, right? And to start the conversation, and I know this is the question everyone fears. This is the question nobody wants to talk about. This is the question everybody has different perspective to, and I'm just going to throw it. I'll start from Tolu, then I'd like to hear from Jerry, then back to Messi. Please, you really help us so we can maintain our time. I might be giving you cues or sign or whatnot to just make you know that we are out of time. So please, let's try to make the answer as concise, very practical, right? As very practical as possible. If you have experiences or stories or scenarios to share, please make sure to. And let's just make it fun. Like, be free with us. We are looking forward to enjoy your presence and experience. Hey, my network is breaking. Is my network breaking, Jeremiah?
I'm here well and clear.
Okay, and then let me go on. That means it's that person network then. Okay.
So, record, you have a recording.
Exactly. We have
So,
a
if
recording.
your network is too bad, you can just go out and come back in. Let's see that maybe to make it better.
Okay. Yeah, so the very big question, right? I'm just going, oh, you say I didn't read my profile. Okay. Should I read my profile? Okay. I'll read my profile. I can't read my profile. That's going to be unfair. You read my profile on Friday. Don't worry, I'll keep it for you. It's a teaser. You hear it later. Yeah, so let me start from the simple question. Will AI take our jobs away? Right? Let me give context. ChatGPT came, and bro, if I go to ChatGPT right now, I can do what of 3 days work in 3 hours, right? Which means that organizations, like I said, organizations which will make money, right? But the activities that help them make money is all of this volume of work, and which means they have to employ 10 people to do all that volume of work. Now they have to employ only 2 people, and those 2 people can use AI to do all of that work, right? So what do you have to say? I would like as simple as possible, like yes or no, and why is it yes or no? Will AI take our jobs? Are we in trouble? Should we go and give up and start sleeping? So will AI take our jobs? So let's start from Mr. Tolu.
Yeah, alright.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you actually. Thank you for this amazing time and for hosting this event. And it's nice seeing hearing your voice, Messi, again.
So yeah, it's been a long time. So yeah, the question actually, this is actually a very serious question. To add to answer your question, AI is not going to take. Actually, is a misconception. Okay, that AI is going to take jobs. Actually, AI is not taking jobs. AI is really actually taking tasks. Okay, so I'm going to repeat myself. AI is not taking jobs, but it's taking tasks. So, but I understand the fear because you can say, "Oh, what's the difference between task and jobs, right?" Okay, so I was with GBSN 2023, and that's African Business Concept Challenge for African business owners, and this is me making it practical. Okay, so we evaluated as an investor expert. We evaluated over 100 business owners who pitched their ideas and all of that. But something I noticed is that many, apart from the fact that when you're doing business, you will like be able to communicate, tell the story of your business and all of that. There's something crucial about the system of the rewards economy right now, and that is money. Okay, so everyone wants you to make money. Your investors, your shareholders, stakeholders, everyone is on the neck of the business owner entrepreneur make money. So businesses, organizations, their ultimate goal is that money is the lifeblood of the business.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you're talking about money, they want to employ people that will help them make money. And what would that people do? Just like you said, they are going to get tasks done. And that's actually stress. Okay, because it is easy for businesses under the pressure of making money to want to discard people because they can easily get the GenTI, the ChatGPT, all of that to do the job. Okay, so but my counter option is that AI is not AI is the challenge really is not if AI is going to take the job because I believe AI is taking tasks. The challenge majorly is that is there going to be someone who is able to use AI better than you, and that's actually the challenge because the future is here already. You can't fight AI. The future belongs to those who understand their uniqueness, unique value, and know how to not compete with AI, but really partner with it. That's basically what I'm saying.
Thank you so much for that very concise response. All of us, let us be mentored by Mr. Tolu. See, straightforward, clear, clean. Yeah. So I mean, I love it, right? So in essence, if a company is firing 10 people and they are keeping 2 people, the 2 people they are going to keep are the people that know how to use the AI tools. It's not actually the most competent 2 people that they will keep. They will keep the 2 people who are excellent at maximizing AI tools. So yeah, this is now a point where we have to understand how well we can integrate and use AI tools. It is now fundamental. What I used to tell people before was that there's no kind of job you want to get today. You need digital skills. You need to know how to use Excel, use all these tools, use Jira, use all of these online tools because that's where the world is right now. But right now, we pass that stage. Now you now have to learn how to use AI. So there's no job, there's no role you want to do. As long as you are doing a job, you definitely need AI tools to improve your productivity. So I'm going to tweak that question a bit because I believe Mr. Tolu has given us a perfect answer. So I'll leave this to Jeremiah. So for Jeremiah, how do you think? So how is AI supposed to now influence our individual careers now? So he has told us that AI is not taking away jobs in that sense. Yes, it will take away jobs for many, but at least for individuals, there's an opportunity for us to still maximize AI. Right. So I just want to put the question to you: how is AI now influencing our individual careers? So how should it influence for us now as young people or wherever we are in our career? What should be next direct steps we should take towards leveraging AI to improve our careers? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prosperity, and amazing response, Tolu. So I think I saw a post by the OpenAI, the on LinkedIn. So there was this world, it's not hackathon or something. It's more like a codathon kind of thing. So there was this competition between AI and the best programmer. So there was this very the toughest puzzle or maybe programming puzzle that was supposed to be solved. Now I think it took hours, 13 hours to go about but eventually the guy became the winner. But now, what it didn't tell us was the fact that he was actually one of the AI researchers of OpenAI when it started. So it was OpenAI, ChatGPT, that was competing with the guy. So now, but what the guy was able to do was that he was able to find patterns and loopholes that AI can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you, Jeremiah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but your mic sort of switched. Yeah.
Just, give me a second.
Okay.
So I have to switch devices. Yeah, I have to switch devices. My system is off. So now what I learned from that was the fact that we were able to figure out some patterns and loopholes that AI was not seeing. Now, there are certain things that AI cannot replace. That's even the best way I can even rephrase that question. There are so many tasks that AI is taking, but are you asking yourself what are the tasks that AI can never replace? In terms of pattern recognition, through observing emotional intelligence, seeing reading, making communications, certain things, reading about context, culture. These are things that AI can never think around, except you are not the one that's not giving it context to actually help you with those things, right? So from that scenario, I begin to see that AI is going to increase our productivity. As you said, things that we do within 3 days in bringing it down to 3 hours, and that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
So, because as a teacher in the class now, instead of me thinking about doing so much of administrative tasks and doing so many of marking out, it gives me more time to even think about innovative ways. How do I now better improve learning outcomes for my students? So those daunting tasks. I mean, like I've been privileged to actually teach in the class before because my mom had a school. But one of the things that I hated was maybe creating lesson notes and all of that. Now just come with that and teach. This is not going to come with creating lesson notes, for God's sake. So, one of the things that as I said, I had certain sessions, with some teachers, some months back about how to get to use AI to improve their work. So it's actually making more strategic thinker. So whereby we are using more of those serious administrative or routine tasks that we do, and I'm allowing to focus on more important things. So those are the things that make you a better user of AI. So you're now leveraging AI much more to make work easier for you and even increasing your output. Alright? So in as much as it's taking over so many tasks, so it's actually making much more. You can now putting more into most of the work that you are doing. So that's my own perspective here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think our female speaker is also around Julius Larry. Thanks for joining. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, awesome. So I mean, well put. So I mean, in simpler words, it's like AI is just here to help you. That it's supposed to help you improve in your productivity, improve in your creativity. So it's essential for you as a career professional. If you are walking along the path of a career, there's one thing important for you. I know you are looking to collect better salaries, you are looking to get promoted, you are looking for, but for all of these things to happen, exactly right. For all of those things to happen, you need to grow in your career. You need to grow in how effective, how valuable, how relevant you are to an organization. So it is even enough reason for you to be excited about the whole AI thing. It's your own career acceleration path. It is here to help you to become much more efficient, to deliver better results for organizations. So, and immediately organizations can see that in you, you are going to become one of those key people that they want in their corner, that they never want to let go of. You become indispensable. That's the word, right? So, thank you so much. And I'm still coming back somewhere around that question, but I want to throw a question to Messi. Messi, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, awesome. I think I can pin you even for myself at least. Yup. Okay, perfect. So, Messi, I would like to ask you, right? As a creative, for us creatives, is now another dimension. So let me explain what I mean by creatives. You are in fashion, you are in media, you are a content creator, you are a digital marketer. You are doing anything that has to do with creative work, one way or the other. In fact, even if you are a strategist in some sense, strategy has to deal with a lot of creativity, right? So, how is AI affecting us? Right? There are a lot of things to be concerned about. For instance, the fact that organizations can now come to tell me that Prosperity is a digital marketing strategist, but AI can create an excellent digital marketing strategy. Or you're a graphic designer, but AI can now design nicer flyers. Or you're a video editor. Oh, sorry, let me mute up. So please, emphasis. Let's try to mute our mics, please. So you are a video editor. I can use Google View that they just released video, which how many days ago, to now create an amazing extra amazing video, right? I can. You are what that one again? You are a copywriter. That one is even the most funny one because people don't understand what copywriting is. They say you are a copywriter, but I can go. What's the name of that AI? I don't know, but they can go. I can use one AI to and it will generate exceptional copies for me. So how is AI influencing our creative roles, right? And how do you think we can safeguard ourselves, put ourselves in the right position? What are those key things for you? But simply put, let me just make it as basic as possible. How is AI influencing our creative roles? And for we that are creative people, what are those things that we need to know, that we need to do to position ourselves better in this AI age?
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you. So, first things first, I would like to thank everyone. Thank you, Jeremiah, for having me. Thank you, Mr. Tolu. It's nice seeing your face again. Thank you, Newton. I really wish I can show my face now, but I don't know. My device is just acting up. So, straight to the question. I will start from a personal experience. So, a few months ago, I was invited to speak on LinkedIn optimization in one of our campuses in Ibadan. And I was just thinking, I knew what I wanted to say. I've been doing this for a number of years, right? But I needed a slide, like a PowerPoint slide, urgently. So what did I do? I went to ChatGPT and then
Oh, network seems to be breaking.
me in my idea into what? Into thought. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the network is breaking slightly.
Every
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but the network is breaking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, the network is breaking. Oh, how possible, Joe?
Okay. Okay, so what's the last thing you read? What was the last thing you read?
What was the last thing we heard? You said something
Okay, what
around.
was the last thing that you read?
Yeah, okay, PowerPoint. You replied already.
slide,
Hello?
taking
Can
slide.
you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, so can you please hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you averagely. Somewhat.
So I was saying that the text that is here,
I guess she'll join back in a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, she's sharing an experience. I think I should share a funny experience before she comes back. So I made a post recently on LinkedIn, and the post was, yeah, I had an idea. Right, I wanted to talk about the fact that when you are starting a career, and you are struggling to get opportunities, you are applying for jobs, and companies will be rejecting you. It's primarily because you are doing some things wrong. And as the creative I was, I started thinking, what is the way I can communicate this message using images that will look interesting and attract people to want to check my post. So I went to ChatGPT, right? And I told ChatGPT, generate me an email saying that prosperity, congratulations, you have been rejected again. Okay, she's back. Awesome. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you see it?
Yeah, perfect. Your network is much.
Better now.
Yeah. So please go on. I'll tell my story later.
Okay. Thank you. So I was saying that a few months ago, I was invited to speak about LinkedIn optimization in one of our campuses in Nevada. And I needed an a PowerPoint slides very urgently. So I had to go to ChatGPT and say, hey, create a PowerPoint slide for me. And in less than 1 minute, I got it. Right? And I'm pretty sure that the people who saw me present that they will never think it's ChatGPT that did that for me. So that takes me back to the question. Will AI take our jobs? I would say the yes and no answer. And I would add I'll tell you why. So I think the yes and the no answer. Can you hear me?
It just started breaking again. Everybody is sad. We're enjoying this story. What do we do?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. It's good.
Yes.
Oh. I have to pray for Nigeria.
Hello?
Hello, yeah. Can you hear me, Messi? Yeah, you can hear me, but can you hear Messi? We have to fight. This is why we have to build AI solutions. We have to find a solution to these network issues. These are very fundamental things. We need to accelerate our innovation in this country that will innovate all these nonsense network issues away.
Preach.
Yeah. You get it, bro. Oh no. Right, we have to build it. We actually have to think about something. And yeah, it's actually food for thought.
It's actually possible.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay.
Doing prosperity can continue your
My
story.
story. Exactly. So, don't worry. There's nothing. They don't necessarily say AI, but there's nothing technology cannot do. Technology can indeed solve this issue, right? But I went to ChatGPT and I wrote to ChatGPT that generates me an email, right? That says prosperity, congratulations, you have been rejected again. And it goes on inside the email, and the person writing inside the email was talking to me and telling me that I've wasted their time as an HR, that why would I be applying for jobs that I am not qualified for, and all of that. And I've never, in context, I've never applied for a job before. So how can I generate that kind of email? Will I find something and send it to myself? So what I did was I told ChatGPT one single time, not twice, not 3 times. I told to generate an email for me, and it got it once, a perfect image. I mean, I was shocked. And I took that image and I posted it. Most people thought a company really sent that email to me until they read the post and understood that a company didn't send. And everybody was like, wow. Somebody was like, wow, the content is so this, so that, so this, so that. And they were like, I was like, oh, thank you guys. I know I'm very creative, but thanks to ChatGPT for this amazing one. Yeah, so I just wanted to emphasize how much using AI tools can really take our creative work to another level, right? It's not so much about us fearing it. It's now about us embracing it. If we can embrace it, we can create creative things that are far better than anything. So the way we typically view it is like, oh, when every other person has AI tools now, they'll be able to do the same kind of creative work I am doing and they'll no longer need me. But have you ever asked yourself that currently what makes you already different from those other people when they don't have AI tools? And are they the only ones that AI tools are being provided for? AI tools are provided for them and they're also provided for you. So that's your superpower that you're using already. You just need to use AI to improve it much better so that you find yourself on the next level and those guys are still here. So if they need creative things, they still need to come and meet you up here. So I hope you get what I'm saying now. AI is not making all of you have same level ground. It's not bringing you all to the same ground. It's taking you here, right? And other people are still going to meet you here. It's only if they are now willing to put in the extra effort, work that you've put in, that will now allow them to rise to come and meet you here. But AI has not created that level ground yet. So in essence, oh yeah, okay, she's here. Mercy's here. Mercy's here. You see, perfect.
Oh yeah, I just want the network is good this time.
Yeah, please go on. Let's hear you.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I was saying that
Okay, perfect.
um uh and no.
What's the network problem, really?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, the network is breaking again. Everybody's saying like, no, 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 no. The network is really bad. Yeah, it's really bad, right? So let me circle around and ask Mr. Tolu a question. Let's hope that by the time it's done, Messi will be back and Anelka will be. Okay, so is he joining us off stage? Is Julius joining us off stage?
Yeah, you can bring him up again.
Okay. So hey, now in the middle of something now. And how do I introduce Mr. Julius? Okay, one sec. The world is going to have to see this. Jeremiah. Okay, so let me introduce Julius quickly. Julius is our keynote speaker for today, but sadly he wasn't able to join us at the beginning, but I think he'll still give his keynote after this. So, but let me introduce him briefly. Julius is a visionary social entrepreneur, thought leader with over 7 years of experience transforming Nigeria's education and workforce system. A 2023 Mandela Washington Fellow and recipient of the U.S. Department of State's yearly award. He exemplifies the evolution from traditional professional to AI era leader. As the 12th president of the Mandela Washington Fellowship Alumni Association of Nigeria, Julius champions digital workforce readiness across Africa. His work spans education technology reform, inclusive talent development, and strategic consulting with public sector organizations on AI adoption. As an edtech startup leader, he leverages innovative technology to bridge the gap between outdated curricula, awesome, and future workforce demands. His efforts have helped thousands of Nigerian professionals and students build AI complementary skills, making them relevant and competitive in an AI automated world. Drawing on insights from his fellowship at University of Delaware, He advocates for a bold, strategic approach to career development, positioning AI as a superpower, not a threat. So, with a big round of applause, can we welcome Julius upstage? Can we just give him a round of applause? Yeah. Julius, could you unmute your mic? Yes, so we brought our boss here. Yup, we brought our boss here.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So let me pin you.
My, alright. My sincere apologies for joining a bit late. I was not born and so it's difficult to connect to it. I mean, this profile is, I'm really happy for the profile. Honestly, I don't know how they provided that profile. That was the last. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's such an honor to be among, AI experts, young people who are trying to drive change in their various communities. I mean, I joined when the panel session started, and I listened to a few of some of the submissions from the panelists. And I've also learned a lot from what they have shared and some of the. I'm still interested in hearing the story of the lady that wanted to say something, but I don't know. I guess the network is just not on our side today. My name is Julius Lori. I was writing into this, and I currently lead Learner's Meditation, Learner's Meditation the Corp in Lagos, Nigeria, and also on the side the president of the Mandela Washington Fellowship Alumni Association of Nigeria. So I have a speech that I wrote briefly, and I would just like to read it, so I don't take so much of our time because I think the final session needs to continue, so we all can learn from this session. Good evening once again. We are living in a time where artificial intelligence is not just a trend, it's now a transformational force reshaping every industry, profession. The AI age challenges us to think what it means to be future ready. And when we talk about future ready, it's not just learning those skills. How do we learn those skills and skills that can help us get the opportunities that we are all looking for or make us better at what we are doing. And I think it's very, very important to explore AI. We are all learning. Even me personally, I'm still like exploring some tools. I recently found a tool. I was applying for a program recently, and I was actually doing a video. A 5 minute video of myself, talking to people about a certain topic. So I was just online looking for an app because I didn't have so much time to write that script. So I just went on ChatGPT and then I requested, I wrote like a prompt saying, oh, I have been given this task and I want to do this program. I want to read their word. I want to be, recognized. Can you really help me, draft something and also recommend some app that I can use? In less than I think 2 minutes, I was able to get a particular app that I can use to record. I drafted the content and I just copied it on that prompter. And just with my phone, I was able to create this video, and I was amazed. What I produced in less than 10 minutes, and you think I'm an expert, speaking to the audience, but it was just AI, helping me to design my speech, and also suggesting an app that I can use to read the speech, the way that I can edit, add more content to it, and it was very beautiful. In this new era, the most valuable profession will not be those who fear AI, but those who understand and leverage it. AI will not replace you, I think that's a fact, but someone who knows how to use it better might replace you. Like what the panelists were saying much earlier, about how AI can now design e-flyers, how AI can now help design PowerPoint slides and all of that. Some of the people some of the people that usually have like 4 or 5 PAs now possibly just have one PA that can do the work for them because they can literally do themselves, putting it on AI, putting it on ChatGPT, and just literally design anything for you, and you just humanize everything. So, like I said, AI will not replace you, but someone who knows how to use it better might replace you. So the real question is, how are we evolving as fast as the world around us? I think it's a question to answer, because it's a thing of personal decision. These tools are there. How do we continue to evolve? How do we continue to use them, for the benefit of other people and also for ourselves? And I also want to say this, that as we keep talking about the good part of AI, there's also the bad part of it. The people use AI to clone people now. You can use anybody's voice. You can use my voice to, in fact, AI can deliver the speech on my behalf. And that can be something that can be harmful to the society, harmful to the people around us. And as we continue to leverage the use of AI, we must continue to think of ways that we will not use it to harm others. We will not use it for fraud. We will not use it for criminal purposes. Just for something that will be beneficial to our own personal profession as young people. Because a lot of young people today just want to make quick money. They want to cash out, and they're looking for the fastest tool to design something for them. I've seen a lot of fake chats that was created, fake images and all of that. I think it's something to really talk about as we continue to advocate or encourage ourselves to use AI. The future-proof career, we must become lifelong learners, mastering only not the technical skills but also the human skills, creativity, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and ethical decision. The honest truth is there's no amount of how AI can help you do your work. The human component is also like a major part of it. I remember what Jerry said when I joined. Jerry said something around humanization of AI. Right, and I think that's also very, very important. That we really do want to give AI what AI needs to be. AI cannot, do some things for you. So as we continue to build on this, learn how to use this tool, let us not forget the human component. Being emotionally intelligent, creativity skills. I think those things will really help us to achieve our goal. Let's not wait to be disrupted. Let's build careers that are not just ready for the future, but that will shape the future. Thank you so much for having me. I'm most grateful, and I wish us a fruitful celebration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julius. Thank you so much for that amazing speech. I mean, you brought up so many things to consider, and I hope as we continue our panel session, we are going to look deeply into those things. Please raise your hand if you are here. Jeremiah, please come back here. You are not going to leave me to this on my own. We are going to fight this war. Yes, thank
Can you add me on the thing back there?
I don't know. I think it's not allowing me pin more than 2 this time. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, you are on the main screen here. I think when you are speaking, you pop up. Okay, so let's continue the convo. Okay, awesome. Let me adjust the. Okay, this is what I want to. Let's just go on with this. Okay, so awesome. Thank you very much. I wish Julius was on this panel session. There's something I noticed across board. Everybody on this panel, we are all in the education sector. It's interesting. As I looked across the profiles, Julius works in education, Bam works in education, Jerry works in education, Tolu works in education, I work in education. That means we have noticed something fundamental, which is probably what is stirring our hearts to say that there is something important about this AI and how it affects us, the world of AI and technology, and how much we need to leapfrog in terms of our literacy. I'm going to just ask some questions. This time we are going to go very practical because right now a lot of us are here in this audience, graduates, university people, and I mean all of us here. Not even myself, I'm still a student, but I mean, there are some of us here that we've gone past the university stage many years ago, and when we look back, like in retrospect, we see, oh, why I wish this thing could have been better, this system could have been better, right? So I just wanted to ask the question. Before, when it was, and I'll start from Tulu, when it was the world of technology, I'm studying computer science, and I asked myself, if I go and I take a 3 to 6 month boot camp on a programming language, or maybe not necessarily a programming language, maybe front end or back end, I become skilled at maybe 2 or 3 programming languages. I can apply that across every other programming languages I learn, right? And while I'm doing that, I learn every other basic thing in the process: algorithm, data structure, name it, whatever it might be. So what's the essence actually of the education system? Like, why should I actually care about school? I don't want to say it in the way it's sounding, but it ends up sounding that way, right? Why do we have to care about? So is it that now that we, because I know a lot of us here are graduates too, right? So now that we left the university, now that we are still in the university, do we now segregate and think that, oh, this education system is flawed, it is god forsaken, it is destroyed, and there's nothing we can get from it? And right now the only thing to do is to focus on our life and see what we can get for ourselves, right? Because especially now that we are in this world of AI. When I was reading Julius' profile, I was very excited. When you say I laughed one time, I said, haha, I found something. Because it's imagine the curricula, right, to meet with the demands of today, right? We are in our curriculum right now is talking 50 years or 70 years ago. It was relevant for some people some years ago because those were the jobs that were in demand. If you studied microbiology, yes, it was relevant. If you studied chemistry, yes, it was relevant. Either you end up as a lecturer, you find something to do, you can go. If you studied accounting, finance, yes, it was not a big deal, you get a job, right? But right now, everything is transforming very, very rapidly, right? Everything is transforming very, very rapidly. And even right now, like I've read so many predictions, say by 2030, 50% of all the jobs are going to be disrupted and changed totally by AI. So what are we going to do? Should we forget that, okay, education has gone, I've already studied, I have the pali, like my mother will say, and I keep it somewhere, and now I focus on my life and see how I can learn? Or is there a way we can still match it? Is there a way we can still find growth? Is there a way we can still leverage our prior background? That 4 years or 5 years, also for some people that study medicine like that now, 7 to 9 years doesn't go to waste. So yeah, that's the question I wanted to ask. How do we match them?
That's a very deep question. I think like someone commented the question is a tactical one. And I'm glad that we are all of this panel session we are quite aware into education. As you were reading our profile, yeah, I know Messi, I also have those conversations with Jerry sometimes. So I was like, I have to connect with the rest of the panelists. I need to work with those. And this is as a matter of fact, now we're going practical because I studied agricultural engineering actually. So I have a background in engineering. Imagine. Okay, 5 years. As a matter of fact, I attended Lautech Akiba University of Technology. We there know that Lautech was known for strike. So I literally spent about 7 years studying a 5 years course, right? So, but here I am doing education. And funny part was that when I was in 3 level, I decided to also explore HTML and CSS. Then they call it web design. Now I think UI UX or front end or what have you. Now to be frank, things are going to really change. Okay? And I want to say this to answer a few things. I think I also saw someone saying that how do you guys come up with all these recognitions and all of that. Now let's be, to be frank and candid. AI, just like I mentioned earlier, we take tasks, okay, but literally speaking, tasks are also jobs, okay, but the edge that most of us know is that you have the edge of knowing how to use AI more than the rest of the guys you're working with, then that makes you float up to the surface, right? Okay, but there's one thing that AI cannot take away now. I'm going to add this and then I'm going to answer a question. Is that AI, you remember that AI is a creation, right?
Yeah.
The same way or a discovery, or is a mixture of both. internet, the www, World Wide Web, was invented or discovered at a particular year,
Yeah.
and then where quite a number of people were like against it, or maybe this thing may not work, or give it some few times. But here we are, internet is reality.
Yeah.
So either you like it or not, AI is also coming to stay. It's going to become a reality. So AI is going to really, it's really going to transform the ecosystem. But there's something that you have to, many people are not paying attention to, and that's where I come, my education platform and my career background really comes in play. Okay, and this is something that many people are not paying attention to, is that AI was created. So there's one person you cannot always get out of the way, and those are creators. Okay, so creators are key. AI is not emotionally intelligent. AI cannot create the next big thing. Okay, as at right now, ethically, right? AI cannot design the next frontier of an ecosystem. Okay, so that means for you to actually stay afloat, you have to really push yourself to the level of creation. You must be a creator. Okay, that is, you could be a creator of things, creator of trends. When you create trends, then AI, people using AI will now use AI to explore the trends you have created. So it's a way to think. So that in simple terms, we are talking about you becoming a thought leader in your area of specialization. So it doesn't, and it doesn't necessarily have to deal with maybe you are a CEO or something. You could be someone working under something. Like let's assume for instance now, you mentioned content creator the other time. Content creator, I'm a content creator. In fact, the people in the US part of the spectrum that AI is threatening is the content creator guy. Like because ChatGPT can even write many things. You know, now we're expanding to video and all of that, but content creation is a lot is threatened. Okay, the content creator in the company, and then I'm threatened. Okay, I'm working for somebody. But if I begin to push the frontier of content creation, not just maximizing how to use AI, but beginning to design trends in content creation, the company will never let me go, because even though we employ the use of AI, they know you are able to create the vessel for AI to fill in. AI cannot design the trend of the market, cannot design what's trending, maybe fashion or what have you. Because people actually don't buy, like entrepreneurs, people don't buy products, actually, people buy stories. Okay, that's a fact. If you don't know, you should know now. If you are creating a business, you don't necessarily sell products, you sell stories. So because people are emotional, okay, they want to connect with what you're selling. So there's always a story behind what you're selling, and that makes you sell more. Okay, so if you are going to be selling stories as a company, because every company that is big now as is selling stories. Think of Nike, think of Facebook, think of Apple. Apple is selling prestige. That's what they're selling. Okay, Nike companion, don't let me talk too much. So what I'm trying to say is that if AI cannot create stories, cannot design, cannot do that, especially connecting with the next 10 years, 20 years, and all of that. So you have to be a trend creator and all of that. And coming back to your question right now, for you to be able to do that, you still need education in a way. Now, this is because for two reasons. For credibility, because we are still in the intersection of the past and the future. Okay, it is very hard for a typical African. This thing is already getting a stronger background in the West and all of that. But in Africa and Nigeria, to be candid, you cannot say you did not study, you did not attend any school, and you are coming out and becoming a thought leader. They will question your credibility. Okay, as a matter of fact, I run the company Concrete Plus Africa as an edtech, and then we do career clarity stuff. I am not a counselor, I'm not a psychologist. I'm an engineer by training. Okay, but I became an educator. I took interest in education of my penultimate year in the university, and I began to I started exploring education. Okay, but I'm creating a solution for education problem. I'm not an educator. At the point they started questioning our credibility. So we have to bring a certified psychology on board as a member of team, and as another part we have to part ways with some percentage ownership of the company, because at that time we didn't have enough to pay, so we have to remunerate shares. Okay, we have to bring up psychologists to sit on the board of our advisory board and all of that. So it's because of credibility. So if you go to school, it gives you credibility in this part of the world. Okay, and then so you have to combine credibility with skill. Okay, and all of that, and that brings me to the last thing I'm going to say is that it pains me because most of people, when they are leaving university, they are still they are kind of open to what is in vogue. I want to go study medicine, I want to go study stuff. By my research, we have more than 256 courses you can study in Nigeria alone, just as a typical nation. And in my career counseling session and strategies, I ask people, how many courses do you know offhand? Practically nobody can mention on more than 50. I have 256 plus. Okay, and I tell people you cannot become what you don't know. You can never become a pilot if you have never seen or heard about a plane. The worst case is that you say, oh, I saw my mom, I saw myself flying stuff, blah 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 blah. You say, are you? So you cannot become what you don't know. So what I normally say is that when we consider education, we should consider it the right way.
Yeah.
Okay, and that right way is that is it possible, even though some of us make that mistake, for instance, I did rather. Is it possible we are training probably mentoring people coming on board, or our children or our younger ones, before they step into the education that is archaic, that we want to push out, but because of credibility we still have to take it head on? Can we do personality development for them? I mean discovery rather. Personal discovery is very key. Let them discover what works well for them. Okay, and immediately the reason why this is important is because your credibility means gold. Now you are gaining credibility, and that's where you are gaining ground in the area that works well for you. Because you cannot be a thought leader, and this is frank. You can't be a thought leader in what you do and you are not passionate about. Forget it. If you are trying to make ends meet, you're trying to probably just make money. Okay, like a lot of people in Nigeria just like this present generation just want to ball, want to make money. It's fine, you can be average. And the most disheartening part is that AI is here to displace average people. That's the problem. So you just want to make money, and because all you need to make money is just skills. You don't need to be art. You don't need to act into what you're doing. You just need to be able to do what your boss says you should do, and then strive for a little bit of excellence and juggle between any job that is high paying and all of that. Okay, but when we're talking about thought leadership is creating the future of that ecosystem. And that means you have to have passion for it. And that is those are people that AI cannot do. So that means for people to be able to do that, you must be able to know that this particular industry or sector is what connects well with me. So discovery before education is really the best. May you do that, and then you discover yourself, and then now get to it. Credibility and all of that. And you go out and invest. In fact, most of those people, before they even leave university, they are already making waves.
Yeah.
Because that's now this is to answer the question of the person saying, how do we get this recognition? When you're in school and you already know your path, start to study, do outside of schoolwork. And after you do that, you can do a few things. Start to look for companies you can identify for. Like, where can I volunteer? Where can I do free stuff? They are doing free stuff for them, but they are doing that, they are giving you credibility in your CVs. And before they know you they will be the one to recommend you to other people. I've seen people like that. And you're building your profile. And immediately you get out, before you see your 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, you become a force to reckon with. That AI can live in this place. Yeah. Thank you.
Like, let's give a round of applause, please, guys. That was the perfect contribution, right? And I don't know where to start from, right? I think I just want to eat in very deeply on the fact that AI is a creation. AI is a, like, you should have seen how I was shaking on my chair because I just wanted to scatter everywhere. This thing is my headache. I mean, there's nothing that can use to trigger me than this conversation on education, relevance, AI. But this conversation has actually given me the clarity I need. I mean, I think I have found the answers. So I'm going to read something I wrote out some weeks ago, right? And I hope you would see context as to why I'm very angry. So we that we are using AI some way somehow, I'm seeing the fact. I had a conversation where I was like, AI is making me a dummy, right? I was very smart 2 months ago where I was creating strategies, but then AI came and right now I will just let go. Like 3 minutes to when my deadline, I just carry my laptop and I do and I get the outcome. And everybody's like, Prosperity, you're an overperformer. You have this. And I'm like, oh mommy, I'm just chilling on my G. But I was just like, this is actually a real problem. So I now sat down and this thing he was talking about was what I started considering. So there's a platform called Lovable. Lovable is a platform that is allowing 99% of people to code without having knowledge of code, right? But this company, right, they are using AI to generate code. But recently they raised $200 million to become a unicorn, like to build their company. Do you know what these people first did after they raised that $200 million? They went to go and employ engineers. I mean, they went to go and employ people who write code to develop the company. That was the reason for their fundraising.
For their no code company.
Yes, people who write code for their no code company. Literally, that's the first thing. The name of the platform, yes, literally Lovable, Lovable. So the first thing I wrote down was that Lovable will not buy code Lovable. The company will not buy code. Because they now created a new term for writing code without knowing how to code. They call it by coding. Like you are writing code with vibes. You don't know what to write, but AI is writing the code for you, so it's by coding. Right? But what they will get themselves, they will not buy code the platform. They have to raise $200 million to employ people who will write the code for the platform themselves. Now, ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT has a tool called AI Researcher, right? It has a tool called Deep Research. That is, all you need to do is, if you want to do any research, just type the research you want to do and it will generate the whole research for you. You know that the researchers at ChatGPT, because ChatGPT, they also employ AI researchers to do the work they are doing. They will never use that deep research for their work. Do you know? They will never, for ChatGPT work. If a researcher at ChatGPT go and use deep research for their work, then there's a problem, right? Meta, the people who design the algorithm on your Facebook, Instagram, everything, they themselves, they are not addicted to that algorithm. They are creating it, but they are not addicted to it. Then the last one I wrote is that Google DeepMind. There's a platform called DeepMind that was very popular once upon a time. I mean, those guys were the ones that created something. I think AlphaGo, an AI tool that could play chess or Go. There's a game called Go, better than the world best players. But that company, they are hiring only the deepest mind. They are hiring only the best, strongest people. You know that recently, you know how much? I think they said $80 million is what they pay to employ somebody. Yeah, Google DeepMind, yes. So they pay, if you are a footballer, if they want to employ Ronaldo, I think they say it's $80 million to employ for a year or something. You know, recently, the founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, he was carrying $100 million to be employing one person from ChatGPT company, parent company, OpenAI, to come and work for him. Because these people are creators. That's the point. They are creators. They are the one creating it. As long as these tools are going to be created, there is a need for people that will create it. So that shift, that fundamental shift in mindset, that you move yourself away from the consumer, the person that is using AI, okay, to now thinking to the next level. How can I be at that point where I can be the one creating things regardless of the industry? That okay, if I am interested in medicine, I am the one creating things. You are not caring about, oh, medicine is now here, oh, people are now using new AI or robotics tool to do things in medicine. No, I am the one at the frontier of this industry who's thinking of the new things that can happen, who's thinking of the new goods, who's setting the trends. Oh, everybody's talking AI. I am working in computer science now. I am the one who's defining the future. Okay, after AI, what is next? It is me that will develop that thing. Do you get the picture? You are now the one at the forefront. So you can't shift. It's that fundamental mindset shift. If you don't shift, I'm telling you, I want to emphasize this. If you don't shift from where you are to that place, you will still continue to be moved around by all of these things. Then that's when you can say AI is making me a dummy. Oh, AI will make me lose my job. Oh, AI will do this to me. Oh, immediately you have that shift from a consumer to a creator. You found yourself in a place of value. It's not job that is your problem. It's not money that is your problem. You are now the one creating these things. It's that fundamental shift. Then at that point, education become relevant. And that's what the funny thing, I like what he said, because it's discovery before education. It's at that point that people will now realize, will now say, I've now graduated, I've done this, so now I have to go back and do another degree. I have to go back and get, when you have now found the thing that you can become a creator in, you know, say, I have to go back and do another degree so that I can have the credibility to meet what I am doing now. So the first point is that point of clarity. You have to intentionally search, look inwardly, look deeply to find where is that place that you can be a creator. Shift totally. If you are still at that place where all that matters to you is, I want to find one job, or I want to, I'm sorry, I'm just sorry, I'm very, very sorry. Right? You have to move, leapfrog, carry. From after this meeting, the only thing that should be in your mind is that now you are a creator in whatever field you find yourself. So if it's medicine, if you are really passionate about medicine or whatever it is you study in school, it is an added advantage for you. You can now create stuff there. So I see Mr. Tori, you're muted your mic. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to add this. I like what I don't know if it's going to be time for me to do that, but for the amazingly, we this year, by this year February thereabouts, we launched a product. We worked on a framework of personality congress, and what it's doing is that you are able to discover your personality and connect that personality with possible career path.
Okay.
And possible degrees you can able to study in university, especially for people who have not yet studied a degree, or for some people who are professionals who are already in a particular space, but you are looking for your relevance in a particular niche. You know, we have different niche in different industry. So in medicine, like you said, maybe terminal disease, whatever it is. So basically, you want to understand which niche you should double down on, or what people should know you on. So it's a good test. It's a personality congress test. It's on our platform. It's amazing. It's free. Okay, so you can check it out. Greatplusafrica.com. So it's www.grade like ABCD grade GRADE plus PLUS Africa.com. So you write it together. Probably I can drop it in the chat. So you can check it out now. Greatplusafrica.com. All you just need to do is to create an account. Yes, that's perfect. Greatplusafrica.com. Yeah. So you can check it out now. All you need to do is create an account and then take the test. The test is free. The result is also free. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes. And what we did is that we've been able to connect this for Africans, and I think this is actually a gift for you guys attending this, so you can access it and you see the result. The result is highlight your personality, highlight people who like you in Africa, and then highlight your strengths and weakness. So although there is a token attached to it, you want a comprehensive result. Again, this token is there, but apart from even the comprehensive result, the free is not enough. It's actually enough for people who are not who do not want to pay for
Awesome.
advice. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, myself and Mr. Jeremiah, we have suffered. You see, all our suffering now, there's now solution, like right here. We spent the whole week, we've been running around. How can we find a tool or resource like this? We've used every AI tool and they disappointed us by God's grace. But thank God that we found the solution. So yes, that test is very, very fundamental. If there's any action points you are taking from here, I'm just going to ask one more question, because I believe that right now we've gotten a lot of things to think about like all of these key points that has come out, go and write it inside your book on a big space and sit down tonight, reflect thoroughly on it, find clear answers, and come back to this meeting a renewed person tomorrow with answers and everything. Like, just know exactly what you are doing by tomorrow, so that when we are going into more actionable places where they are going to be showing you around things to do, things not to do, you are going to know what to do, and you're not just going to waste your time. So yes, the tool is Great Plus Africa, greatplusafrica.com. Go there, run the test. On our communities, we will engage you further, guide you through, provide support for whatever it is that you need to do. Yeah. So, and I also want to add, right? Some of us, right, say, okay, maybe you are not sure, or maybe what you study still matches, or see, you can take ownership of wherever you find yourself. If the process of finding or discovery of is taking you are thinking that, oh, you are not finding answers, it's not because of that you now sit down and fold your hand and be looking. Take ownership of the space you are in. Start driving something. There are different ways to find answers, and another way of finding answers or discovery is not always necessarily introspection. Sometimes it's exploration. You want to explore, try to find, test test this. So take ownership of where you are, maximize it, and by maximizing it, you find a whole lot more of answers. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And please make sure that your child doesn't choose a nonsense course, because if your child chooses the right course, and their life is going to be a whole lot more better, and they can become creators very easily because they are doing what they love. So ensure that whatever the mistake that happened to you doesn't happen to your child. If they choose the right course, even if it's in the wrong university or it's low quality or whatnot, they will still get maximum value because they are driven, they have a passion that is going to make them to find themselves as creators. So next question is going to go to Jeremiah. Finally, has Mr. Tolu dropped? Sorry, Jeremiah, has Mr. Tolu dropped? Or is he still around?
I'm not sure. Let me check.
Okay.
Okay,
awesome. Let me pin him back up. Cannot leave us, so this battle is still. Okay, sure. Not a problem. So, Jeremiah, I want to ask you a question. So, one key thing has come out from this last point is the fact that a key skill you need to become indispensable in this age of career, like when we are talking about AI, tech, or whatnot, is that you have to become a creator. So I want you to help. What are two other fundamental skills, core skills that will allow you stand out? I'm thinking in perspective of soft skills right now. What are two other fundamental skills that really you have these things? Number one, you already know now that the first shift is that you have to become a creator. You have to become the one defining the paths in whatever industry you find yourself. So what are two other fundamental things that once you have, you are strategically positioned, no industry can shake you, and you are always going to find yourself indispensable? Yeah.
Thank you so much for clarity and for that powerful contribution. I was cringing when we were actually, speaking out those things, and it's actually very, very critical. When you mentioned about being a creator, God created us with that creative ability.
Yeah.
He gives us the ability to also create things. And that's why when He created us, when He created man, He gives us a lot of raw material so that we also can create things. But I think the world has really programmed us to be more consumers than creators. A lot of people want to actually just be on the receiving end, but the people who are at the top of the ladder are people who are creating things. Right? Just like the analogy that you gave, that for people like OpenAI and Google, for them to create new inventions, they don't get to be using those tools that they've created to actually create new things. You have to bring out people who are able to create new patterns, that are able to see, beyond, see the future, and are able to now, bring those things and now create those new things, new trends, shifting the culture, influencing, mindsets, cultures and stuff like that. And these are the things that we need to actually do. So apart from being a creator,
The other two things I'm going to mention is also critical. It's going to flow from being having that creative ability is problem solving and critical thinking. Now, for you to actually create, you must actually have a mind to see opportunities, see solutions where other people see problems. Right? It doesn't matter if you are an entrepreneur or you're a student or you are working the 9 to 5. You need to be able to think outside the box. Right? You need thinking outside the box means that how do I, bring solutions to these things. Right? Even God himself was a problem solver.
Yeah.
When man failed, then you just have to find a way, from the beginning, you have to find a way to, map out the plan of salvation and the upgraded will habitat. When you know when they are kids, how they carry along. That was the problem over there. So I'm not giving that analogy to that, God has given us those creative abilities and genius. There's a genius in everyone. There's a genius in everyone that you don't know. And that genius is the Holy Spirit, right? And if you need to see patterns where all people are seeing problems, you are seeing opportunities. That's why in a country like Nigeria, where people are trying to I see white people coming to Nigeria, what are you looking for? For you, it's good that people are going over to explore, to gain the global state and all of that. But you are saying that it's only places where there's more problems that and there's actually a lot of opportunities. So that's why even in your 9 to 5, you can actually have what we call an entrepreneur mindset. So being an entrepreneur is not just only when you are starting a business, but you're actually working in 9 to 5 in a particular role, and you're actually thinking outside the box and you're creating new value streams. Different ways to actually generate, revenue, profits, and solving problems in India. And that's how in a company you can never be misplaced because the company will see you as very valuable. That when you join them, they're able to move on from X to Z. Because they see you as someone that keep on creating solutions to problems that you don't identify. So that skill of being able to be a value creator and being able to identify value in things that people don't see value in. And that's actually a power skill, soft skill that you need to have as a professional. Like another thing is your critical thinking skills. And I think one of the things that AI, unfortunately, people are very lazy, naturally lazy. Even in this part of Africa, people don't want to read. Maybe you're in an app and they tell you to accept cookies or agreement, the terms and agreements is very long. You have to accept. Go through the long list of things that they say. You not do that because you know what they are trying to do. That is just that accept and go. But that those people, there are so many things that they embedded. You have people to in the last 2 lines where you mention. After like maybe 12 lines because you are giving them the thing. And that's the thing. Also critically think is actually a very, very crucial skill that we need to have. How you there's a lot of convergent thinking, there's a lot of divergent thinking. When you're actually thinking about maybe solving a problem, right? When you design thinking, you have to think about think inward and think outward. There are certain frameworks, as regards how you get to come about those thinking, asking questions like what, why, how. When you disrupt the way you think about certain things, and you do that, cultivate it, often and often. When you eventually see certain problems, you are able to provide solutions to those things because you are going to develop a pattern of thinking that allows you to, invent in you about certain things, right? And that's why people there's always new ways in terms of way things can solve. The fact that you have someone in the fintech, there are so many fintech solutions, and you see that even by the day there are so many fintech products being created. And they ask you, any fintech that people like to create, but because there's a lot of problems in that space. But so that aspect of critical thinking is very, very important, and it's something that you have to exercise. You have to actually build. And one of the things that actually critical when when we develop this event was, so that we all can make develop the builder's mentality, a builder's mindset, a creator's mindset. That shift that can actually help us, become an evolving professional, right? Whereby, are not going to the army, AI has a very critical army. They are a force. They are a force to be reckoned with. But those are the other skills that AI cannot have. That you harming and equipping yourself with those critical tools that will actually make you a powerhouse. And that's one of the most important things. That so that you're not scared that your company is not begging you, to stay. They're begging you because I think I've actually found myself in that position when they are talking to roles. I'm actually the one that now you are writing, okay, this is when I wrote to actually be the company giving me the role I want to play.
Yeah.
It becomes that point whereby they are teaching you that, okay, they are looking at, you have really evolved as a professional. Okay, can you go and write out your job? So when you start giving your job, it should have happened to me like severally. Like, you are going to write your job the area that you want to play. You need to train with skills because you have developed a way of thinking and you're not doing things that keeping it to you. What actually made Mark Zuckerberg want to open AI to increase? I think we recruited almost literally, I don't know how many persons, $100 million. What I want to do a new platform like the AI ecosystem. Because Meta AI is our left AI. We wanted to, for you to actually spend 200 million going to recruit individuals. It's not a joke. So when in the next 6 months, when you see Meta AI coming up with something powerful, because we have been able to identify the unique players in those industries that make those shape and take AI to the next level. Yeah, that's practically those critical tools that we need as individuals, and will actually going to help us in our next phase and in our next season. Yeah, thank you.
Round of applause, guys. Let's give you a round of applause. Very, very succinct. I mean, this is the kind of conversations I love. This is the kind of conversations I want to be in for the rest of my life. Jesus help me. Yes, so I mean, we've identified 3 key things, please, and I promise you, you have these things, you have no problem. I mean, God helping you have these things, you have no problem. You become the weapon, you become the man himself, you become the one everybody is fighting for. You become the one they are using $100 million to come and beg to come and work in the company. And these things is not about what industry you are working in. It's not about whatever. It's just fundamental human skills. The thing Jeremiah said at the beginning, the humanization. These are fundamental human skills that made people from 100 years ago wiser than us today. These are the skills that we've lost, that made those people so exceptional, that made them start all these computers, all of these things that were so great hundreds of years ago that we don't have now. So, number 1, become a creator. Number 2, be a problem solver. Wherever you find yourself, every problem is an opportunity. Identify a problem and solve it, and companies will love you. I mean, literally, I'm telling you, for everything in me, like, companies will love you. They will fight for you because you are able to find problems and solve it, and wherever they are. Because companies, see, organizations themselves, they exist because of problems. There's no organization that exists without a problem they are trying to solve. So if you are in an organization and you are there to help them solve a problem, like, you are just amazing. You are the mission of the firm, right? Because you are helping them do what they want to do. So they will go any length just to keep you internally, right? And lastly, think critically. And like they said, these are the things now. That's why AI is a double-edged sword, right? If AI is now making you depend on it for your thinking, then you are in trouble, right? Because that's the only thing that actually gives you an edge over it. If you are not able to think deeply, ask every little thing on your way. You ask yourself why. They say this thing is a programming language. I say, why? Why is it a program? Like, I have some friends in this world that confuse me. There's nothing I bring before them. You say this is mathematics. It was founded 100 years ago, and it has been like that for 100 years. And the person will tell you why. Who was that person that said it? And why is it like that? And sometimes I'll just sit and I'll be like, Jesus, is this person a human being? Right? Those are normal things that if you have as a person, you just find how exceptional the outcomes you are betting will become. Like they say, they cook rice like this. It must be rice before you put the beans. Then you now put water and salt. You say no. Why is it like that? Why can't I put salt first? Then I put water. Then I put rice. Then I put beans. Then you try it. Then oh, it doesn't work. Then you try it. Then you create something amazing, something outstanding. Then you find yourself in the place of a creator. Why? Because of you've thought critically. Right? That's just the picture. That critical thinking is so core and fundamental a skill that you can't let go of it. So as much as we are using and encouraging ourselves, use AI to integrate it into your life. Don't let it ever use. Don't let it ever make you use that fundamental skill that makes you special, that will make you become outstanding, that will make the world fight for you. So yeah, Jeremiah wants to say something.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to have while you were speaking was the fact that don't be scared to explore. There was a story I saw on LinkedIn, and there was an experiment that was done. Now they put like some children like an enclosed space, and they now brought, I don't know, it was live snake.
Yeah, it was live snake. It was live snake.
It was live snake, but they were harmless. Now they put those things within that enclosed space, and those children were there playing with it. It was really very easy. Now, what I was able to learn from that, they were not scared. Now, children growing up, they only get scared of things. These are things that they get to learn along the way.
Yeah.
Reactions or maybe things. So we learn by observation. Now we humans, because we live through life and we know that anywhere we see snake is danger. So because children are very innocent, they are not scared. And now, one of the things that we will lack in this part of our world, we lack that curiosity to be able to explore. Why is this thing like this? We want to find out. Is there maybe when we were small, our parents would have been tired of us. People that only end up going to the line of engineering. They would have either used together to scatter or from their radios, their television, to try and destroying everything to discover why is it like this. Now, most parents, if they not address those things, they probably will kill those certain traits in those children, because sometimes there are certain traits and talents that was placed inside of you for a reason. But you need to actually channel it. So I think these are things that you need to actually bring back. How do you get curious? How do you explore? There are thousands of tools, AI tools out there. Especially now, which one am I going to start with? Now, I mean, on my phone, I have up to like 10 to 15 different AI tools that I use intermittently. And I already sure to use, and I use all today. But just be able to have that mind, just explore. Don't be limited to, things that you want to do. Have that mind that you can actually do all things. You can actually achieve things, that's unimaginable. Just be there to do that thing. It's one of the things I wanted to have. Yeah, thank you for clarity.
Thank you so much, Jeremiah. I mean, exploration. And I feel like exploration is actually what leads to creativity. Many people think creativity is something that they drop. Like, God just says, oh, you, Jeremiah, bless you, you are now creative forever. No, it doesn't work that way. Creativity comes from your willingness to explore, to try things out. Do you get? And by exploring, you create things that don't look normal. It doesn't look the way every other people are creating stuff. And because of that, people will look at you and say, oh, you are very creative. Right? So that willingness to explore is what actually really makes you creative. Okay, so if you're having issues with the link, I will make sure to share the link for Great Plus with you, no matter what. Even on this post on LinkedIn or on YouTube, I will make sure to drop the link to Great Plus Africa so you can sign up and start doing the personality test, right? So yeah, my final question, as quickly as possible, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, just give us and let us end here. In one minute, what is that action point that you like to give us? We have everybody from different strata of life. We have professionals here. We have recent graduates here. We have, in fact, in some case, students here. We have people who are looking to grow and evolve, right? So what action points would be? In fact, let me add also, we have business owners here. We have people who are trying to build startups here, and all of these things are influenced by AI one way or the other. So what specific action points would you want to give us about integrating and embracing AI into our world? Like, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, this is what you should do. Yeah. Yeah, please do.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, and this is beautiful. And I'll piggyback on my previous conversation. And thank you, Jeremiah, for adding critical thinking for themselves. Of course, this is a short webinar and everything. There is a lot to discuss. But those skills, we call it cognitive skills. As a matter of fact, it's part of what I was even thinking I was going to answer to, because it's key. Because you cannot actually be a creator without thinking creatively, without being cognitively aware. And it's still a win for you, for as many who can access the growthofafrica.com on that same, because it's this program, because I have a mentor who has really helped my life. Like since I left school, I have been following him and I work for him for a while. That's Mr. Joseph. He's an amazing person. So he really helped me to see this even beforehand. Okay, so he was one who taught us why we work for him. He taught us creative thinking, critical thinking, problem solving, complex problem solving, and a lot of stuff like that. So when we created the company, we advise great that apart from the test, we see that those courses as a key solution to society as well. So you can, when you go to greatpersonacademy.com, you will see some of the courses as well, cognitive courses. A special one, critical thinking by Mr. Jistabla himself. We hosted him to teach that same course on the platform, so you can practically explore greatpersonacademy.com to see how this will really take you from here to there. So you can see the last thing I would the action point is I would say every professional needs a story. A compelling reason why you are valuable in the tech world, whatever you're doing. Every professional needs a story. Whether you are a business owner or you are just doing something, you need a story. We have something called unique commercial value. Okay, what makes you unique? And that is where I want everyone to start with. Because in your journey of becoming a creator, you need people to buy you as a product. First of all, like buy you as an idea, that buy you as someone who is worth following in any respect that you're planning to create. And you always start with a story. So everyone should move from here to seek to create or craft the story of their own unique person. Okay, that person you want to be, or that creator you want to be. Okay, so it's crucial. And how you start is, I want to challenge everyone this week. Go ahead and take that test first of all. Take the test to discover your personality, to discover what works for you. What you see that you have on options that will be displayed. Select a preferred option that you feel you want to journey with. If you have not done that before now, you can start. And I think I love when someone mentioned when we started this call that he has not been serious before, he wants to take his life serious now and all of that. That's actually amazing.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is to decide what trajectory you want to take from here now. By taking that test, decide what trajectory you want to go forward with, and then after I've decided that, craft a story around what success looks like for you. Who are you going to be in the next 20 years? Okay, and then immediately you do that. I'm saying this as a career counselor. I do this all over every time, every now and then. Like immediately I see people done over my mentorship program, and I see people be able to draft a story about their life. okay, about what they want to be like. It's more of like a clockwork. You suddenly are aware of your next
The
step.
next step.
I tell you, you just need that for me to get to this place. Okay, I need to do this. For instance, that if your story talks about that you want to be the next fashion mogul in Nigeria and Africa, you of course need the next step. Is that in the next 10 years I want to be in top 10 in Nigeria, and then in the next 15 years top 2 or 3 in Africa. So what the next thing to do is to first of all pick people that you look up to that is in that position that you are right now, and then go to Google. It's simple. How did this person become who or she is? What kind of thank God for ChatGPT. How can I become the next? Very these tests, and you start to take the tests, and start to take courses that you need to learn, start to do and all the next stuff. So you start with the story. Write your story, find out who you are, take the test, understand personality, select a particular path you want to follow through with your life, and then craft a story of what success looks like for you as a person. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tolu. Thank you so much, Mr. Tolu. So you guys that were here, I know you, I can see your faces. I'm going to track you on every community you are on. We are going to ensure that between tonight and tomorrow by 5 p.m., that's our first task, you go through, you go through the test, and you find out your personality, you find a part you are interested in, and you create a clear document, a strategic document on your story. This is where you are going to. These are the next steps you want to take. You get that clear picture and you present it to us. That's the outcome I want. That's the outcome we are going to work with you on. And any guidance, any support, anything you need, we are going to be there to put it through for you. If there's any outcome you get from here and from till the end of this event, let it be this one, that you did this and you got clear outcomes. So I noticed that Mr. Dinara has been sharing a lot of AI tools in the comment section. Take note of them. Like, these are the ages where you need to start leveraging different AI tools for your productivity. So yeah, I'll give him the mic to also answer that question now. For us as professionals, what's that one key thing, or what's that next action step that you give us or that you want us to take? Yeah.
Just taking a cue from what you said, so I think that aspect of discovery, discovery is something that did not stop. It should be a continual journey, because the more we discover ourselves, the more we discover ourselves. Because we can never exhaust that process.
Yeah.
And when we actually think that we have arrived, and that's when we know we've not even arrived. Because in that part where we think that we've achieved or we have gotten to certain depths, that's when we should actually be more humble to actually go deeper. How can I be better? So we should not at any point in your life have this mindset of complacency, thinking that this is my last bus stop. Because once you have that mindset that I need to be better than where I am. So even when people have been telling me that don't kill yourself, you have tried. It should not be your standard of measuring whether you have done enough. Because you are not your standard. Right? The standard you have is not your business. But because you know where you are going to, and you know the responsibility that God has given to you, what God has given to you, what you have deposited inside of you. So for every demand, for every supply, there's a demand. You have given a supply. There is a demand on your life, and there are also destiny tied to your own life too, that you actually need to actually meet those demands of this supply. So once you have that mentality of I don't want to live an average life, I don't want to be an average person, then that should be a way to drive us forward. Being an evolving professional is not, you didn't say much about coming to learn AI tools and all. This is actually what we are going to learn tomorrow. But we need to establish this critical, mindset as regards what we need to actually, embrace
as individuals. Once we have that mindset, it's going to really, influence every other thing that comes afterwards. And it will actually help us evolve. Evolving is something that is a life cycle. It's a life cycle, like I said, it should be a continuous thing. So that's pretty much what I want to add. Yeah, thank you so much, and I really appreciate everyone joining this call. Prosperity, a lot to you.
Yeah, thank you.
I know that Messi, I don't know if she's still on the call. She would love to, really I know the network.
Yeah,
Let's hear from her, please.
yeah.
You have to really love.
Let's see. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Okay, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, but can you also hear me?
absolutely.
Hello? Okay, I got the packet. So, no question. I would say that, so what do I mean? Let your social, okay, so for the last question. So for the last question, I would say update your info process. So what do I mean? Let your social media presence reflect, let it not just reflect your title, let it also reflect your value.
Mm. Mm. Okay, that was a strong point. I mean, that one line
Thank you,
that
doctor. That was it. That was a dumb shot.
was a dumb. That one line too.
So somebody come, I don't know what she says. Let's take
Update your social media presence. Don't let it let your title alone, but let it reflect your value.
Yes.
your value.
Don't let your social media reflect your title. Let it reflect your value. So I think that's deep. Like all of us should go and sleep now and go and rest and swallow and reflect and enjoy on that, right? If I'm giving you a bit more context, we are in an age now where the kind of person you are is perceived from your digital presence, right? So, and it's not just about you having a nice profile that's just, oh, this is the head of so, or this is the person that does so. It is about how you communicate. It's about what you share. It's about the value that is perceived of you. So your social media presence shouldn't reflect only a title, but it should reflect the things that you have to offer. It should reflect your creative thinking. It should reflect your critical thinking. It should reflect you as a creator. It should reflect you as a problem solver. Let us see the value you have to offer in whatever industry or field you find yourself. I might not be able to help out give enough context, but at least I'll just try my best. So I mean, in conclusion, right, I just want to say what Jeremiah said again. God has given you supply, right? And I know you might be wondering what the supply. The supply is this exposure you have gotten on this meeting, these conversations you've had tonight. Now, there is now a requisite demand on your life that you maximize this supply and get results, right? That you maximize. See, if you want to see Messi, I'm promising you that you would see Messi on, I think that's on Thursday or Friday. She's going to be here again, and we are going to have great time to talk, right? And I definitely trust God that there will be no network issue. Now, all of this supply has been given you, right? Now, God is demanding of you, make great things out of your life. You cannot have any excuse again. Let me put it to you, you don't have any excuse again. AI is not replacing you. You are the one who is now in control of AI. You are the creator. You are the future, right? You are the one here on this earth to solve the problems. You are the one here to think up unimaginable new technologies. Think about new breakthroughs in different careers. Think about everything that will come. It is you. So you don't have an excuse again. You are now in charge. So now, tonight when you leave here, go and start taking those steps. Go and start taking those actions. that is going to bet the kind of results we want to see, right? So I leave it to you to take it up from here. Tomorrow we are going to continue this conversation. Tomorrow is going to be a very practical session and then another panel session. So it's going to be fun, educative, engaging, and just as valuable as this one. So yeah, at this point I would hang up my mic and hand over to our very generous host who has given me the opportunity of moderating this session to round up so we can now go home to continue working, not rest.
God bless you guys. Yes, I'm lucky to be here. Yeah, thanks for sorry for taking so much of your time, guys. But I'm sure it was really worth it.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. I think we have come to the end of today's session. Thank you so much, amazing speaker, Prosperity, Lulu, Messi, everybody. Just like the network, she had a lot that she wanted to say. It was also fortunate, unless it was unfortunate. So we hope that it's going to be better next time. Well, I really had a nice time, right? I really had a nice time, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well. It's going to be more practical, right? There are going to be power speakers that are going to be bringing on board. So this time around, it's going to be more practical. So take your notepad. There are going to be so many tools that are going to be exposing yourself to. The ones I dropped are just the two. There's going to be more insightful and actionable. So if you register for this webinar, there's a little ebook that was created for this webinar. It's called the Evolving Professional Playbook. If you got an email, you should download it and also check out a lot of things that was drafted on that ebook as well. So thank you so much everyone once again, and see you same time 7 p.m. tomorrow. Bye.
Bye guys.
Bye. Thank you for having me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tolu.
God bless you. Good night. Bye, everyone.
Good night, guys.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for facilitating.
Thank you so much, sir. Good night. My other Newton partnership. Good night.
Thank you, Abby.
The record will be made available, so let's get
How can I get access to it?
Yeah, you registered for this, right?
Yeah, I have